Hello, everybody. Dr. Ife Emenaha here. Today, we just want to have a little discussion on hypertension. You know, hypertension simply means the blood pressure is higher than the normal range. So when this stays up, the blood pressure stayed up for a long time, not managed, not controlled, it leads to lots and lots of complications. And when it's up, you do not know, you are not aware. The only time you feel something is when it has started doing some end organ damage in your body. So that's the purpose of this discussion, so that people will be aware, especially people who do not have proper access to healthcare and medical help, so that they will know what they can do to manage themselves, and those who are fortunate enough to have access to healthcare in conjunction with their physician will be able to maintain good health and avoid the complications that are often associated to hypertension. Okay, now we are going to look at some of those things. What did American Heart Association recently changed their definition of hypertension. Before, it used to be blood pressure that is 140/90. They say the person has hypertension, but now they are saying 120/80 and below is good. Anything higher is not good. So our goal, they suggest, is to maintain blood pressure at 120/80 or less. And how do we do this? What are the steps we need to take? How many people have high blood pressure? Half of the adults in the US have hypertension. Half. That is, if you see 2 adults, one of them has hypertension. And you know, amongst all these people that have hypertension, only 1 out of 4 people have their blood pressure under control with the help of their physician or whatever. And you know, in the year 2019, 500,000 deaths that occurred that year was associated with hypertension and its side effects. So this is really an epidemic. It's something we need to concern ourselves about. What can we do? Now we know the correct numbers that our blood pressure is supposed to be. I strongly suggest you invest in a blood pressure kit. It's not too expensive. Even if it is, you can put money together with neighbors or friends or whatever and buy one. So that way, you will be able to check your blood pressure at least every day or every other day. So when you do this, that helps you to understand what works for your body and what doesn't work. Because as you begin to look into blood pressure and what's going on, some people will tell you do this, some will say don't do this. But when you check your blood pressure after you have done certain things, you will know what works for you and what made your blood pressure go up. So I strongly suggest you invest in a blood pressure cuff. And then another step that we want to take is we need to modify our eating, because you know, diet comes from culture. There are certain things we're used to eating, we enjoy and all that. At a certain age and after a certain time, those things may not be wise to eat them the way you are eating them. So we may need to modify our diet. And one of the things that American Heart suggests is that we begin to involve ourselves in what they call Dietary Approach to stop high blood pressure. This diet involves high fiber diet, diet that is high in plant-based diet, and then low in fat and then carbohydrates. So, and another thing that they suggest is salt. They suggest, like, if you already have high blood pressure, read the labels on the food you eat. Find out how much salt, sodium or salt, that the same, will be in them. So they suggest 1,500 milligrams a day for somebody who has high blood pressure already, and about 2,300 milligrams a day for somebody who is trying to prevent it. But do you know that some meal, just one meal, breakfast, may collect all that 2,300? So that is why we need to be very, very conscious of what we are eating and what we are doing. There are another thing that we need to be looking into is activity. They suggest you improve your activity level, maybe 30 minutes of walk 4 times a week or 5 times a week. You know, as you get older, you need to be even do more. So basically, that's what we need to do. Now, what kind of food? Like in the fruits, they want you to eat like 10 servings of fruit a day. Somebody might say that's too much, but this is what they suggest. And the idea behind this is to keep your potassium high and bring your salt low. Potassium is very, very valuable when you have it high in your body. In your body, it helps a lot in maintaining your blood pressure and other valuable body functions. Diet should be high in potassium and low in salt. So that way it is well balanced to help you manage your blood pressure. You want to eat less processed food and more meals that you make at home. And then you want to eat lots and lots of fruits and veggies. Let me name some of the food that may be very, very helpful. We have avocado. Somebody may say, but it's fattening. The fat is the good fat. You need that kind of fat. Avocados, whether it's dried avocados or fresh, that's good. You also need beets. You know, the red beets is very, very good. It's very high in potassium. We also need oranges, bananas, most of you know that, cantaloupe berries, spinach, kale, cooked dried beans, or raspberry, and sweet potatoes. You can bake it, you can cut it and make small slices of it and put it in the oven. Is very tasty and is very healthy for you. It's high in potassium and also high in beta carotene. And then also you are advised to manage your weight. Manage your weight. When you lose weight, it really helps the blood pressure to come down. They are suggesting that you lower your alcohol intake. You know, when you lower like women, they suggest like 1 drink a day, men not more than 2 drinks a day. And if you smoke, that is one habit you may want to work on stopping. So those are some of the things that we will need to do to manage our blood pressure. Maintain it within the normal range. Check it often and know and be aware of the food that works for you and the food that works against you. Notice what you did the previous day. Let's say you check your blood pressure in the mornings. Whatever you did the previous day, take note of it, make mental recording, or even write it down so that you will know some things that are not healthy for you. It is your life. You need to take charge of it. Now, if you don't do all this, what are some of the problems that you may run into? Every system in the body, remember we say the heart delivers blood to all the systems in the body. Every system is impacted negatively. Poorly controlled blood pressure will lead to stroke, will lead to heart failure, will lead to sexual dysfunction, it will lead to vision loss, it will lead to heart attack, it will lead to dementia, which is decrease in mental ability. It will lead to kidney issues and also heart problems. So then it behoves us to stay under check. Keep your eye on your blood pressure. Keep your eye, stay active. Some people before they eat, they're already taking salt, putting inside the food.